Today, we've got an incredible story for you. It's about how a single student, literally from his college dorm room, built something that's now a genuine $20 billion threat to Google's entire search empire.
So let me ask you this. Can a single person really challenge a trillion-dollar giant? I mean, it sounds like a classic David versus Goliath story, right? But for the modern age, well, we're about to find out.
Okay, so this guy right here, that's Aravind Srinivas. And not that long ago, he was just a student, coding late at night in his dorm room, probably using Google just like the rest of us. But today, he's the founder of a company, Perplexity AI, that's valued at $20 billion and is seen as a major threat to Google's dominance. The big question is, how on earth did he get from there to here?
All right, to really get what Perplexity is all about, we have to go back. We need to look at the founder's journey. It's a path that was really driven by this deep, deep curiosity and, honestly, a single-minded goal to make machines think.
Aravind came from a middle-class family in Chennai, and his path really took a sharp turn at IIT Madras. I mean, while a lot of other students were, focused on their social lives, he got completely fascinated with machine learning. He even won a major competition with almost zero prep, which is just wild. That initial spark led him to a PhD at UC Berkeley, and then, and this is super important, to internships right at the heart of the AI revolution. We're talking OpenAI, Google Brain, and DeepMind. So it was during those internships, being inside those labs, that Aravind had his big aha moment. He realized that the future of search, of finding information, it wasn't just about better indexing or faster links. No, the real key to a perfect search experience was advanced AI. That single idea, it became his North Star.
Okay, let's set the scene. Wind the clock back to late 2022. The tech world was absolutely buzzing, right? ChatGPT had just dropped, and it felt like it was changing everything, a totally new way to talk to computers. But for all that excitement, there was this fundamental problem lurking just under the surface.
And this right here really lays out the problem that Aravind spotted. On one side, you've got good old Google, which just gives you a long list of links you have to sift through yourself. And on the other side, you had early ChatGPT, which was amazing. It gave you this nice conversational answer. But the info was often outdated, and you had no way to check where it came from. So you see it, right? This huge gap right in the middle between verified links and unverified answers.
And that gap, that was Aravind's big opportunity. He didn't see two competing tools. No, he saw the blueprint for a single, much better one. So he set out to build something totally new. Not another search engine, but an answer engine.
So what exactly is an answer engine? Well, think of it like this. It's built to do three things really, really well. First, it fetches up-to-the-minute, real-time info from the web. Second, it gives you a nice, concise summary. And third, and this is the killer feature, it shows you exactly where every piece of that information came from with credible sources. It's literally the best of both worlds.
But look, a great idea is one thing. Actually pulling it off is something else entirely, especially when you're going up against companies with basically infinite money.
And this was the billion-dollar question. I mean, literally. Building a cutting-edge AI model from the ground up costs a ridiculous amount of money. We're talking billions. That's cash a startup founder just doesn't have lying around. So this is where Aravind's strategy became every bit as important as his technology.
And here's the genius pivot. Instead of trying to build his own incredibly expensive AI model, Aravind had a simple realization. The world's best models, GPT, Gemini, Llama, they already exist. So his brilliant move was to just integrate them using APIs. This turned Perplexity into an AI aggregator. It's kind of like having a universal remote that can use the best features from every TV out there instead of trying to build a whole new TV yourself.
I mean, this approach was a total masterstroke. It massively slashed their costs. It meant they weren't dependent on any single AI model from any single company. It gave them the freedom to swap in new, better models whenever they wanted, and it cleverly protected them from a lot of the legal headaches tied to any one model. It was just lean, smart, and unbelievably effective.
So with this killer strategy in place, Aravind and his three co-founders launched Perplexity in December 2022. And what happened next? Well, it was nothing short of explosive.
This just shows you how hungry the market was for something like this. Their daily queries went from just thousands to millions in a matter of months. Think about that. The company saw a 1,000x growth in its very first year. Now, that kind of insane growth gets noticed, and pretty soon, the biggest names in tech and finance started calling. We're talking backing from giants like NVIDIA, Jeff Bezos, and SoftBank. And because of that, Perplexity's valuation is now on track to hit an incredible $20 billion by 2025.
And listen, this isn't just some far-off prediction. We're talking about right now. Today, Perplexity is handling more than 30 million searches every single day. That easily makes it one of the fastest-growing AI startups on the entire planet.
Okay, so the big question, the obvious one, is why can't the giants just copy this? Why doesn't Google just do it? Well, the answer is kind of ironic. It's because of their own success. Google's entire business model is built on you clicking ads on links. If they give you a direct answer, you don't click and they don't make money. It would kill their main business. And for OpenAI and Microsoft, they make billions selling access to their AI models. Creating a neutral tool like Perplexity would mean competing with their own paying customers. They're basically trapped by the very thing that made them so successful.
Aravind's vision for the future here is crystal clear. He truly believes we're at a turning point, moving away from an era of just searching and into an era of understanding. It's a future where we're not just hunting for links, but for actual knowledge and direct answers.
When you boil it all down, the story of Perplexity is just powerful proof of something really important. You don't always need the most money. You don't always need the biggest team. Sometimes all it takes is a really clear vision and a smarter strategy to challenge a trillion-dollar giant and completely change the game.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Aravind Srinivas saw this gap between links and answers, and he just decided to build a bridge. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What huge, long-standing problem is out there right now, just waiting for someone, maybe even you, to come along and solve it in a completely different way?